Yeah, my name is Rochelle Loretta Burks. Um, I am the woman in the video that had the brain cancer, and then the police broke in my home and kidnapped me and my kids. Then they shot out my window of my prayer and classroom to try to to try to frame me with a gun so they can shoot me and well, they were going to torture me and rape me first, and then shoot me and say it was self defense. So it is 2026 and it's June. And my mother, as a result of me complaining and, just going through stuff of these cases with my kids and I, they have murdered my mother. They gave me notice too. They gave me notice that on April 1st, 2026, that, is your mother dead yet? That was Dr. Nishi Garg, Garg, of St. Joseph's Hospital at 301 Prospect Ave here in Syracuse, New York. She never met me before, never met my mother, and came right in trying to provoke me, I guess. And she had her cell phone in her hand recording me. So all the doctors that I've been seeing come in with cell phones now recording, and then they always try to say something smart as they're on like a live chat with other doctors that don't, and other people that don't like me. So they are now organized and becoming. They're already criminals, so they can't get any more of a criminal than what they are. It's just they're adding different notches. Like went from one from kidnapping, home invasion, hate crimes, to now hate crime and murder, attempted murder, then murder, and then terrorist threats. The other providers that were trying to give me treatment. So July 25th, 2017, when this page went a little viral, I was, my head was cut. I was trying to recover. I was hurt. And the brain doctor, Eric Deshays, put brain cancer in my nose. So I have swelling in the face, my face hair. And then I was going to the cancer place to go get it fixed. And Dr. Jessica Wilcox of St. Joe's Hospital stopped that. This all started because I was sending my daughters to preschool, and the school at Lemoyne Elementary did not return my kids the way that they left. My daughter was missing for hours, undressed, on the bus, but not sent to school, and was sitting there. I don't know where she was, so I kept asking, and then they used that as a way to get retaliatory pleasure out of me for resisting and appealing. So Louis Stetter of Onondaga County Law Division wrote stated on the record that I wanted to teach her a lesson. All I did was appeal. I was learning how to walk and talking, trying to do my best to keep my, speech so I could talk, because I was talking too slow and people were going past me, and me being disabled and trying to look normal. But there are injuries as a result of Dr. Eric Deshays. He fled to North Carolina when I tried to tell what happened. They took my medications. Like when you're in an intensive care unit, they'll give you a drip with morphine every 10 to 15 minutes. But then they'll try to give you pills to cover the in-between time. But that's where the medical staff will take that medicine because they have addiction issues. So they were doing that to me. So my complaints and all these issues that kept arising as a result of me trying to complain, and the professionals were trying to obstruct me. So now they went after my mother, and they told me they were going to kill my mother. And I called her and told her, and I did complaints, and I'm calling authorities to investigate. And they took my mother's life against her wishes to live. She wanted to live. She did the paperwork, and I got the audio of the meeting on May 29th when they were admitting to starving my mother, and they had medically and physically restraint, meaning they were using drugs to prevent her from telling us what happened. And then they were getting so desperate, they even invoked seizures. So they had an IV in her, and they were listening. So if she said something, because she had started yelling, "Help, help, help," they drugged her, and she had a seizure. I mean, they were inducing it on purpose. They abused my mother sexually, physically, emotionally, and my mom was shaking like a leaf. So when I came there after she was telling us about stuff, so the nurses was hovering around listening. And I would like to see the video so you can see the people walking by looking in to see if she's alone, and people walking in because they didn't see me. So they would just rush in and they would, oh shit, and they would just act like they were doing something and then walk out. Didn't say anything to her, didn't check anything, just random men coming in doing shit like that. And she specifically told me that. So now I got to listen to the recordings and see what I can do to share this story, because they murdered my mother on June 4th, 2026. And I'm not sure of the death date. Okay. But I was told about her death. Now I'm in my house surrounded by the police, all kinds of trucks. Cause I got my hair is done. Right. People talk about you when you're disabled and you just look yourself. So I got my hair done to see her, so I look presentable. And I asked my sister on the 29th after that meeting to come take me to the hospital because I'm disabled and I have safety issues with the police in front of my house. I'm literally surrounded by police, their friends, EMT professionals that are trying to hurt me and cover it up. These people are trying to kill me and dismantle my body. And their trucks and their vehicles and their locksmiths sitting around my house. So I just recorded the vehicles that's been harassing me, trying to break in my house. So when I go on these platforms, they give me a hard time. So I'm just going to take a chance to do it. Most likely, if I do a recording of this, it doesn't go through. I've done several. So they've hacked me. So now I was researching how to sue platforms for this, because this is like a First Amendment violation and it's obstruction. Anybody else can tell the public what's going on. Why are you impeding me? Why do you have an issue with me? So my account gets hacked. I do videos. They altered it. When I made the news and they said they were going to give me my kids. They didn't. Then they lied and said I had my kids. Faith and Hope is not here. They have my kids against the law. That was a temporary order and it was a moot order. Wasn't even a real court. Then I get the appellate court and they said they should have never touched me. That's what I've been trying to share and post, and these people try to hide what they did to me. And I'm up here getting jumped by the police. The police are hiring anybody they can off the street to jump me. So I get jumped in 2023. I get kidnapped and arrested in 2023. I get stalked. And when I call 911, they don't come. It takes 5 minutes for the life alert button to work. Okay, this was all on the 4th when my mother was dying because she was yelling, help, help. Okay? My sister's, it was the 28th. I was told that she was, talking about she need help. So it was so many levels of this going on. Her being abused, her being targeted. And they told me that is your mother dead yet? And just imagine if I wasn't disabled, or just imagine if I had beat Ishini Garg ass in that office at St. Joe's Family Practice Medical in April when she said that about my mother. Just imagine. It would have made the news and maybe get investigated. This is what I'm saying. Maybe some of these things that's happening to me, I need to fight or do something or try to tussle. I was disabled when they took my kids. I was hurt, not only emotionally, and I was trying to be brave. I was trying not to cause myself to have any kind of seizures, any kind of other complications. And even at that time, I was being poisoned by my medical providers. And if you want proof, I got it. All right. Because when I try to post and share stuff, they try to block it. But I posted and they made it small so you couldn't read it. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to take an interest and help me share what they did to me, this was an outright hate crime. And I went from being in the house watching my kids, sending my kids to school. Something happened to my daughter. I do what I'm supposed to do and try to investigate. I didn't know I had brain cancer and lung cancer. I didn't know I had all these issues. But I was still entitled to be a mother. And I was still entitled to, even if I left here, to be on the side with my kids and say my goodbyes and get my final moments. They didn't allow that to me. They didn't afford that. Then they take my mother after threatening me and telling me they're going, they were laughing. It was funny. And they killed my mother. So they had people after me, trying to kill me. Then on my mother's death day, the 4th, officers playing medical personnel were calling me telling me I had applied for stuff that I didn't, trying to lure me under the guise of a heart test. So now they're trying to direct their injuries to my heart. So they took my kids on July 25th. I did the appeal. Excuse me, on June 21st, I did the appeal. Then they came again at night with no order and kidnapped my kids. So the page started jumping from that. So I had to go through all kinds of transformations and just you don't always want to be on camera. People judge you for the stupidest shit. They don't hear what you're saying. They're not trying to show any empathy. And then the enemies that did it are on the page too. So I got to go through all kinds of level of mental filtration to try to keep my composure. And this ain't nothing that I've been taught or practicing. It's just something that I tried to do because I want my daughters to know that I at least tried to ask for help. None was given. And the people that did try to reach out, they blocked my account, so I couldn't. So it was like 6 years before I got back into this account. 6 years. So now I'm trying to explain what happened to me and that I need the public's help raising awareness to the theft of my kids. They just murdered my mother. And they've been trying to frame me with a gun. They break into my homes. They tap my computers and my phone line. When I call 911, they don't come. So I'm trying to raise awareness to this so that way you guys know that Rochelle Moretta Brooks did no harm or no crime. I'm angry. I wish I could, but I'm trying to do this the right way. And it's getting out of hand. When a doctors can come in the room and try to be funny and my mother is gone. And they killed her, they tortured her, and they starved her. So I don't know if you guys are interested in listening to the audio of that, but I can show that. So if people want to know about it or hear about it or are interested in helping, I'd appreciate that. But they hurt me bad. And I think it's time for people that look like me to start going into the court and appealing the Dred versus Scott, because we have to address why people that look like me get victimized and then don't get the protection. My daughters were trafficked in 2021. That's why I started running for presidential election. Okay? Sure did. And during that time when I tried to go vote and stuff, the police were targeting me then, circling my house. So if you want to see the videos, I can show you. I went to TikTok trying to post and it went good. Oh, people calling. My mom got murdered. So people are checking up on me. Give me a second. Explain what happened since my kids were kidnapped by Syracuse City Police and trafficked it throughout the United States. And then I go to court and win in the appellate division and they don't return my kids. So now I'm being retaliated against and they targeted my mother and told me April 1st, 2026, yeah, your mother dead yet? And had the cell phone in my face, so yeah, that's what's going on. So now my mother has met her end and it wasn't a natural death. So I pray that I can do well in exposing this. And I pray that you guys take an interest and help me share my story and get justice for me and my children, my grandchildren, my nephews, nieces, my siblings, and just get justice for us all, because this is very hard. And this has been very hard. These people have not let up. They've never been sorry or shown any remorse. You know how some people, when we're kids and we do something and they be like, okay, I'm sorry. You try to fix it. I've never seen these people express any remorse at all. Not one bit of remorse or regret. They don't feel like they need to apologize. So I really have been thinking about the Dred versus Scott case, that our humanity needs to be brought to the forefront, because I am somebody just like you.